Hey friends, happy
Hello.
Tuesday. It's the Dungeon Cooldown
Tuesday.
with the MPB and the KLC.
Hello.
Hey, you know, I realized that when I was writing the social media post about this, like MPB and KLC, and we got Jessica who's JLP. I'm sad to say I don't know Ron, Jared, Adam, Katie, or Serena's middle names, but everybody else has got to get on this three-letter initial thing.
Oh, sorry.
I don't think that I think but that is not correct. That is not actually her full name. Serena Marie is her professional name.
Oh, I got you.
I don't know how much of that is personal. Anyway, hi everybody.
Hi. Oh my gosh, can we start over?
We're live. I might edit that out for the VOD.
Sorry.
Anyway, we love you. Hi, friends. Hi, Departos. Hi, Vane Dead. Cardspeak. Cardspeak says, let's go level 6, baby. Yeah. We are going to be leveling up KoKo and Val today. This is going to be fun. Lady Tiger Claws, good to see you. Raven Queen, Sharon, good vibes. Dungeon Speedrun. Hi, friends. So good to see you all. Again, apologies, and I oop, LOL, says Letherius. We had an oop moment. That's all right. That's fine.
Oops.
Yeah, so we had a little bit of a tech snafu, pardon me, yesterday. Apologies about that. I did not have the usual computer that I run the cooldown off of, and I was like, well, I'll just be able to run it off this very nice Mac computer that I have. And no, you cannot do that. You cannot. In the year of our Lord 2023, Macs and PCs still do not work well together. It was very frustrating, and I apologize, folks. But
Is this the year of our Lord?
I don't know. That's an old saying.
Oh.
In the year of
I
our
was like,
Lord.
what does that mean even?
It's
I've heard it so much, and I'm like,
it's an old medieval thing. It's a reference. It's a movie reference for me. I think it's Braveheart and other movies where they're like, in the year of our Lord 1314, King Arthur did pull the sword from the stone and use Excalibur, blah, 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 blah. Yes, yeah. So that's it's an old medieval thing. Yeah, whatever.
okay.
Yes. Yeah, you know. But yeah, how's your week going, Kari? You doing all right? How's things?
Yeah, my week's going pretty well.
Did I see it was
really
your
enjoying
husband's birthday
the
this
weather.
weekend?
No.
Oh wait, no.
I was at a friend's
You were at a
birthday
friend's birthday.
this weekend.
I messed that up.
Yeah. And I baked a really fun cake, and that was really fun to do, and I'd never really decorated like a super nutty cake, so it didn't have nuts in it. I'm saying it's like crazy, but I didn't want to use the word crazy because it's overused. Yeah.
It wasn't a fruit cake?
No. It definitely was not a fruit cake. It was lighter than that.
Much lighter. One of my favorite moments from last episode was the reveal that there are 30 servings so in each block of that, and you're like, what? Yeah.
Yes.
Gross.
Yeah.
And the fact that Serena is just like full on fists of fruitcake chowing on it for the first half of the show.
I am kind of interested in knowing, like, if I were to make a fruitcake,
Sure.
which I probably will not, but like if I were, what would be in it? Because I imagine it's because, you know, it keeps very long, which is why people made it, right?
Right.
So I guess I just sort of wonder, like, what is in that thing? Because it seems like a lot of ingredients.
It's a lot. There's a lot. Oh, hey,
Yeah.
Jess. Good to see. Hey, Jessica. With Jessica Lynn Parsons, we were just talking about you with the KLC, MPB,
Hey,
and the
Jess.
JLP. Monica Arts subscribing at Tier 1. We appreciate you re-upping that subscription. Good to see you, Monica Arts. Super
Yay.
talented artist. Follow her on all the stuff.
Okay.
Yeah. No, she's the one who did that amazing Saint and Octavius art last month. Something like that.
Ooh,
Incredible.
very cool. Ooh, draw me. I mean, not me, but KoKo.
Draw KoKo. But I'm pretty sure there was an episode of Great British Bake Off where they made fruitcake. And I believe it's...
Oh, I think that's true, and it also looked gross.
Well, because it's normally soaked in some sort of rum. Well, there's rum-soaked versions and then not, I think. But yeah,
Sure.
the idea is that it's like, yeah, it's preserved to last forever.
It wasn't, I shouldn't say it's gross. It wasn't actually gross when we ate some. You didn't eat any, right?
I did not eat any. I mean, I'll
We
have
did.
some tomorrow, I guess. It'll taste the same, I'm sure. And for the next
I think it'll taste the same for like
100
ever.
years.
Yeah. Until the next year of our Lord.
Until the next year of our Lord. Yes, well, I mean, it's not even, it's like even calling it shelf life seems wrong because it'll outlive the shelf.
Yeah.
The shelf will wear away before the fruitcake does. Monica Arts says she's on it about KoKo art, takes pencils and starts drawing it now.
Oh my goodness, that is so sweet.
We might hold you to that, Monica. No, you're amazing. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yay, friends. Yeah, so we've got some questions from chat, but yeah, we are here, as we talked about. We did level up at the end of last episode. So we are here to level up KoKo and Val. And I'll be honest, I got some ideas. I have a strong idea, I think, about what I want to go with, but I can be swayed. So I'm gonna share some options, folks, and then we can decide it together. And because as a level 6 fighter, Kari, I don't know if you know this, probably don't. As a level 6,
I mean,
you are the D&D expert. As a level 6 fighter, I get an additional feat or ability score improvement that other classes don't get until level 8.
Oh wow!
It's a nice,
aren't you fancy?
It's a nice little customization benefit that my class gets at level 6.
Wouldn't it be weird if you were leveling up and you actually had things taken away? It's like you leveled up, but you don't have this power anymore, or like you don't have this feat or whatever.
I forget who it was, but someone pitched something on Twitter like not that long ago where they were like, what would it be like to do a D&D campaign where you start at level 20 and you slowly like drop? Like
I mean, I'm kind of into it.
Like a Benjamin Button campaign, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or would you just be able to like solve the whole D&D world like that, and then you know the campaign would be over so fast?
Yeah, you should look at what level 20 characters can do sometimes, Kari. It's bananas. They're like demigods. Level 9 spells like is what you can cast at like level 17 or above. They are nuts.
Could you just like whip up some actual magical gloves like that?
Pretty much. Well, there is a straight up spell called Wish at level 9 that you can just wish for something.
Oh my gosh, I want.
Now you have to be careful, obviously, because if you have a cruel or tricky DM like maybe we do, they will find monkey's paw ways to kind of make, if you don't word it correctly.
Yeah.
In fact, I will say this, plug for campaign 1, here is a bingle campaign of the dungeon run. Kari, there was an episode, it was one of our it was one of our like final 5 episodes, and I actually found myself watching it not that long ago because I got sucked in again. I was looking for a clip of something, and I ended up going like, oh yeah, this is the episode where we talked about how to use a wish spell for 3 hours. Because something very bad happened. That's no major spoiler. Something very bad happened, and then we were given a wish to Ken Bonds. Ken Bonds. Not everybody has watched all of campaign 1. Be careful. And not everyone was not. And we were given a wish to correct it, or improve it, or do something else. And it was.
But you guys spent 3 hours talking about what did Jeff do that whole time?
He sat back and drank wine and enjoyed himself. No, it was honestly
he, like, knitted some booties. And, like,
I know. Yeah. It was kind of a metagamey session, and rightfully so. He was like, I want you guys as players to also discuss this. He's like, this could be super short, or it could take and it didn't 3 hours. I think it took the entire second half of the show, but it was a what dungeon speed run. What did Jeff do? Smiled. Yep, the whole time. It wasn't Jess's fault so much. It was. Would you say?
Did it drag it? Like, did it feel like as long as it took us to try and solve that riddle?
No. Kari, I'm biased. I think it is a fascinating episode. I think it is a the comments were such so that I think a lot of people felt the same way. Was like, weirdly, this is one of the most riveting episodes I've ever watched, because it was us. There were whole arcs of Jared had an idea at one point that was out of left field, and then he slowly sold me on it, and I was like, that's really good, man. And Katie and Ron were like,
as characters?
Yeah, but not also not at the same time. It was a very in-character thought he had, And I was like, oh, that's really good. That's really good. And it slowly became, the eventual answer was both made sense for the heart of the characters. It was FF GoGo. It was such a big choice. It was a massively important choice, which is how it took so long, because the stakes couldn't be higher, right? And so, and Katie and Ron kind of disagreed, or they saw they could poke some holes in it, and you could poke holes in everything. So it was literally just like, all right, what is it? And so the eventual answer that we came to was a kind of a hybrid of what the characters would want, but then also what we as the players playing the game wanted too. And so it was.
So you guys wished for a fruitcake.
We wished for a really best fruitcake. Yes, yeah, yeah. I think that's episode. It's the one that's called Keeper of Secrets.
Said 5.
It's in the last 5. It's episode 113 or 112. It's called the Keeper of Secrets.
I thought you said number 5.
No,
okay.
It's near the end. It's right near the end. And it's.
By the way, I was having. I'll have to check it out. I was having coffee with a new friend yesterday.
Yeah.
And she was telling me, she goes, so what kinds of things are you into? And I was like, well, I play D&D now. And they were like, wait, what? They're like, tell me about this. And they were like, my son, who's 10, plays D&D. She was like, what do you mean you play it? And I was like, well, there's a Twitch
professionally
stream and a whole thing, we play it. And she was like, hey, you have to explain this to me because my son watches grown men talk about D&D for hours. And I was like, yeah, D&D. And she said, I pay somebody to DM him and his friends on the weekends.
Amazing.
And I was like, that's amazing. You're an amazing parent.
It's so good for communication and creativity, and it's
So I told them about TDR because it's family friendly and all that stuff. So yeah.
Amazing.
Anyway.
Yeah, man. The D&D, yes. 20 Sides Jess says, yes, let that nerd flag fly. Indeed, we have roped you in, Kari Lee Cartwright.
Oh yeah, I'm lassoed.
One of us. One of us.
One of us.
Yes, it's true. We do have a question before we start getting to the level up stuff about last episode. So, last episode was tense in weird ways. A lot of unanswered questions still from last episode. Primarily, I'll just jump straight to this. KoKo is unhappy. KoKo has something on her mind. She is a little snarky KoKo, which I loved. Morgan loved, and Val was clocking we're gonna have to get to that. Yeah, so don't think we missed that.
Yeah, it's funny, just even as a newbie player still, I was like, oh, this is definitely where Kari stops and KoKo continues going. This is where we part ways kind of thing, where I was like, because that's just not how I would react. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, it was interesting. I was like, oh, this is kind of interesting. Just fun.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens. I don't know.
Yeah. I think there's a lot. There's so many plates spinning, and Val's secret room was, not to give anything away, Kari. Val's secret room changes everything for Val. Not to hyperbolize, changes everything for Val.
Are you Jess's twin?
No.
Are you Sansa?
No. No spoiler, but
fine.
But no.
Okay, well, listen, it was a pretty logical guess. I'm just saying.
Sure.
Yeah.
Who's Sansa? Are you just twin? You're full elf.
It's true.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah. Not sure.
Who knows?
So we do have a question from Tapartos from the Patreon. Follow us on Patreon, patreon.com/thedungeonrun. There's so much amazing stuff there. More Octavius box cutter coloring pages are coming soon. I got sick in January, so we couldn't do the Patreon game, so I'm going to be running 2 games this month for you amazing patrons. Be on the lookout if you're in there. I can't wait to get back to the table with you amazing, awesome folks. But so amazing stuff on the Patreon, including sending us questions like this one. Tapartos, Kari, How do you plan on
Yes,
handling Slushy now that he is fully grown but is still a puppy in maturity?
Oh boy. I'm gonna have to.
I mean,
Do you have any suggestions? How do you train?
I'm a little worried because we're about to walk into a city with a full, like, he's a large creature, which that's like a full, like, grizzly bear size.
Yeah, I don't know why I don't see it as a problem necessarily. Like, I think.
It's more just a interesting conversation piece.
Yeah,
this?
But I mean, yeah, it's like walking around with a horse. It's just sort of like, yeah, this is my horse.
It's my horse. He talks.
Yeah, he talks. Yeah, he looks real, but it's like a teenager who grows really fast, right? Like where they're still like mentally a certain age, but like physically they look like like just much larger.
That was weird.
You know, I think we might have to work on some training, but I'm not very sure because Slushy is so headstrong.
Very much so.
Yeah, not just like in the stubborn sense.
I was worried he was going to kill Balthazar at the end of the episode.
Yeah, because there's some just sort of like innate instincts that they have that are sort of like going through puberty. Like you can't control that stuff. Like it's just out of control. So we'll see. If you have any suggestions to Pardos, I'm all for it.
Dungeon Speedrun asks, is it permanent? Vein Dead, I was thinking the exact same thing. Slushy asks, Slushy equals Mr. Ed. I thought the same thing. I was like, it's like a horse that talks. It's Mr. Ed. Mr. Ed.
Yes.
Dating us. I mean, I wasn't alive when Mr. Ed was on. I'm not that old, but I did have Nick at Night growing up. Yeah. Is it permanent? I mean, is this just a temporary thing related to the red sun that's happening due to that level 5 force of cosmos, which caused some big stuff to happen?
I mean, that's a really interesting thought. I hadn't considered that, but I sort of feel like, I don't know. That's kind of very KoKo, right? It's just like you just deal with what's in front of you.
Yeah, that's very me too, where it's just sort of like, that could be true, and I could run down the rabbit hole of that hypothetical for 5 hours, but I'm not going to. I just have to focus on what's in front of me right now and deal with the reality of this circumstance.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fascinating. Fascinating. Anything else from last episode? I mean, if anyone has any questions in chat, please feel free to throw them up. Hey Papa Owlbear, how are you? But yes, and Angel Devilson recommends, because KoKo only sleeps goes in a trance 4 hours a night, she can train Slushy while the others are sleeping. That's a good one.
Yeah, but Slushy, apparently, didn't they say in the last session that Slushy needs the full 8?
Does he might.
I think he needs the full 8, and like nobody likes a sleep deprived teenager.
This is true. This is the other thing too that I will say, and the fact that Slushy leveled up too as well is helpful to this. Is that I think we got to start using Slushy more. We've been very careful with Slushy in combat and stuff like that. I mean, if he's a large creature, he's probably got more hit points than all of us. And I'm not saying we need to like chuck him first against the enemies, but I think he can hold his own a bit in a fight.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
And so
we'll see.
And this is kind of, I wanted to talk about this because this goes nicely into leveling up and what choices we want to make for our characters going forward. Is I think KoKo and Val are the designated damage dealers of the group.
What do you mean? Say more about that.
I mean, I think Val's the fighter. That's no big surprise. Val is sort of the frontline fighter. Cristobal everybody can obviously do damage, but clerics so Jessica as the cleric are traditionally like healers and buffers. So like helping everybody else's abilities and stuff like that. Now clerics can do damage, and certainly Jessica has and is smart about how to play that. How Adam plays a wizard is very different than how Jessica played a wizard in Campaign 1. In Campaign 1, Jessica's wizard, Fahima, was like a glass cannon, where she was fireball, like blowing stuff up left and right, and using strong destruction spells. Cristobal's more sneaky and more strategic, and likes to use his spells like Grease, and he did use Crown of Madness, but it didn't work once. All of his spells can do some damage, but they also are more about like manipulating the battlefield or kind of putting us in more of an advantageous position. He's very rarely like straight damage, you know?
He's very strategic about what he does.
And I love that. And I love that about him. And so it's kind of when you talk about like what your roles in the party are, and Otto is a wild card. Otto is the wild card, where as a rogue, you know, literally you're kind of sneaking around, like grabbing things, or, you know, maybe doing sneak attacks here and there. But how Serena plays a rogue is very sneaky and strategic, and picking her spots, or he's picking his spots, right? And so I feel like often it comes down to as the ranger and the fighter to kind of be more the upfront badasses sometimes.
Yeah, I definitely feel like KoKo just runs into fighting,
which is fine.
Yeah,
you know, I mean, we sort of learn how our Otto is my faves as mono guards. I love it. It's every character can be played so differently and everything like that, and I love anybody that like, you know, says all D&D classes are like, well, if you're gonna play a rogue, you're gonna play it this way. I'm like, you haven't seen Serena Marie play a rogue. I've never seen anyone play a rogue the way she has, because it's like, it's just not, you know, how Jared played a rogue versus how Serena plays Otto couldn't be more different.
Sure, I bet.
Yeah. And that's all about like D&D, you know, being able to be so customizable, and each character, even if your stats are the same, can be radically different. Yes. Why did no one slap Saint, Vein Dead? That's not kind, man. Hey. So I think Saint, and someone also talked about Saint's song, which was absolutely beautiful. 20 Sides Jess, not a question, but Jess's song totally made me cry. So yeah, Jessica's song, it's again, I think, and we're only going to continue to peel this onion about, where like all of our motivations are, and coming from the fact that we're walking into Saint's hometown is I think we're going to see up close and personal the reasons why she is how she is, or, you know, why she feels so driven, you know, and its connection to her sister. I think Saint's...
It took me a while to realize that Saint's hometown, the Hanging Gardens, hadn't like not disappeared, but like had been like destroyed or something, because when we landed in that shack and we were stuck in that circle, I was like, oh, is it not here anymore, or did we end up in the wrong plane?
It
like,
was
whatever,
not what we expected at all. Yeah I think it was that, and Saint was quite, you know, crestfallen right when we first arrived, because she's like, it didn't work, we didn't get here. And I was like, that's the other thing about it goes back to Failshin as well, where it's kind of like, no, I don't think Failshin's a guy that would outright like screw us, you know. Is
Failshin, is this a name that is like known in the D&D community, or is this like, okay, because for a while, for a long time, I thought it was Theocean.
I think there were like 5 different pronunciations going around, and I actually legitimately checked with Jared and Ron at one point. I was like, wait, so what?
Okay.
How do you spell it? Yeah.
And then I saw you spell it. I saw somebody else spell it in the chat like differently, and I was like, oh, Failshin.
How I forget who it was, but one of us was pronouncing it almost Fay Ocean.
Fay Ocean,
like Frank Ocean, you know, Fay Ocean, which there was definitely like, wait a minute, I need to make sure that I'm getting this right, which is like, Failshin. Yes.
Yeah, just curious. Anyway,
it's 3:30. We got to get into our level up stuff.
I'm into it. Let's do it.
Yes.
And I'm open to anybody who wants to give me suggestions for KoKo about what you think I need and what you think I should.
Well, and
do.
level 6, level 6 Rangers. I'm trying to remember exactly what all you get at level 6, but we'll get to that. Do you want to start with me or do you want to start with KoKo? Shall we start with me?
Nope. Let's start with KoKo.
Let's start with KoKo. Okay, I love it. Going to the KoKo. All right.
Are you pulling something up? Or
I'm gonna pull.
sharing
I'm gonna
screen?
pull up. No, I have her character sheet in front of us.
Wonderful.
So, but then I need you to pull it up as well because there's certain things I can't access.
Yeah, I have it.
Okay, so go to where it says, what is it? When you click on Manage Character and Levels. So click on the name KoKo. This is D&D Beyond, folks. We use D&D Beyond as much as we can. It's lovely.
Just manage, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And so,
Okay.
First things first, go to where it says.
Is this weird because nobody watching this can see what I'm doing?
No,
Or
we'll
does
be
it change
able to
automatically on your
go
screen?
through it. So let me make sure that. Hang on, because I'll do the same with Val. So when you go to Manage Character and Levels, so it should say her class Ranger, Fey Wanderer Ranger, and then over to the right side, you've got a. It says level 5. Now, people have asked.
Oh wait, I clicked on manage next to inside KoKo Aldershadow's page. Do you want me to back out?
Yeah, back out of that. Just click on the name on the name KoKo at the top, and it should bring up a sub menu over to the right.
That is not. One moment. Well, when I click KoKo,
Yeah.
then I'm on the page, and then you said over on the right.
Over on the
oh,
right,
is this?
Manage Character and Levels. You should see it's at the top of the sub menu that comes up on the right. No, it should be clear as day. So if it's not, that means yeah.
Well, next to where you said over on the right. I'm sorry, I'm having a hard. I don't see this.
Okay.
Manage no.
Here,
not
let's
manage custom.
let's do Val because I know we can do that for now.
Okay.
Okay. So if you go to back to the character sheet and you click on where it says KoKo Aldershadow right here at the top of the character sheet, you click on that. Over on the right side, which the people can see some of this, Manage Character and Levels comes up on the right side along with a picture of Val. And we go to the level up. So people have asked, do we want to multi-class? Do either of us want to multi-class at all? Are you logged into your D&D Beyond? That's a good point, because maybe it's not letting you, Kari.
No, I'm logged in.
Okay, good.
Yeah. Okay, keep going with yours.
Okay, so we are going to. I'm not multi-classing. I am staying fighter. There might be some multi-classing happening in the party. I mean, we already know somebody. Serena is almost definitely multi-classing. Absolutely. Hey, Cerulean Blue, what's up? Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Nice to see you. So I'm gonna go to level 6. And as we talked about here, I get a new ability score improvement or feat. Now, for those who don't know, these either mean I can bump up one of my scores 2 points, 2 of my scores 1 point, or I can choose a new feat. Now, I don't really have a clear choice of an ability score that I want to straight bump up. There's a few feats that I like, which for those who aren't familiar, feats are like ways to customize and give your character special abilities that you wouldn't otherwise get, which is super cool in D&D, and further ways to kind of make them more unique and fun. So here's what I think I'm going to use, and here's what I've told Ron I will probably use, and I even talked about this in the Discord a little bit. So Val just got this new weapon, this really cool hand axe this obsidian hand axe,
yeah.
which I've barely talked about it yet. But this hand axe, besides it's a small hand axe, but when I hit something with it, not only does it do damage, it also takes down the opponent's max HP by that much damage every time I hit with it.
Wow.
That's a lot. So that is very cool. There is the other thing is that if I crit with it, so if I nat 20 on a hit with it, it will slow them down for the next turn and I think cut their speed in half, which is also super useful. So those, yeah, like necrotic, Ken Bond says. Yeah, there's some sort of necrotic nature or magic nature to this hand axe. So this is a pretty cool, awesome weapon. I agree, right? So this is the thing, though. Val is a duelist fighter, and that's why I've been getting so many great bonuses to my damage every time. That's why how Val gets to do a lot of damage is I get an extra. As long as I keep things in one hand, or as long as I am using a one-handed sword or something like that nature, I can do extra damage that way. However, I do kind of like the idea of rapier in one hand, this new awesome hand axe in the other hand, and can go two weapon style. And I also still have the feat that I took at level 4, which is the Piercer feat, which means I get to do more damage when I'm using stabbing, you know, like a rapier or a dagger or certain weapons of that nature. The hand axe does slashing damage. So I don't want to ditch my rapier. I got to keep using my rapier or something like it. So I'm thinking possibility of going dual wielding. Now, not only can I change my fighting style to that, but there is a dual wielder feat, which has some extra added bonuses to it. One, when I'm holding 2 weapons in my hands, my armor class goes up by 1, which is great. So basically that makes sense. You know, you're holding 2 swords or whatever, you're better going to be able to knock away attacks, you know, and so that makes sense. It also means that even things, the game has sort of built in like things to, if you have like 2 daggers, like 2 light weapons, you can hold them. Dual wielder feat says if you have 2 broadswords or two long swords, you can dual wield them. It doesn't matter. You're very good at both, you know, using both hands. So it would allow me to do that, to go rapier and awesome hand axe.
I say do it.
Give it a shot. I'm really liking it. My only downside is that it would require using my bonus action to use the hand axe attack, and with my Echo Knight abilities, it often means using my bonus action. So I have a slight concern that I'm not going to use it as much as I normally would if I weren't an Echo Knight. Because bonus actions
wouldn't you be able to, I mean, do you need to have two-handed weapon fighting? Like, if you aren't using your rapier, you can be using your axe. Like,
yeah, that is basically how I would be doing it. Would be like, I'm not using my rapier, sometimes switching to my axe. Whereas I couldn't be using them both at the same time.
I think because you would be losing the ability to work with your Echo Knight, I don't think it's worth it.
I know.
Personally, because we've utilized your Echo Knight so much.
Ton.
That if you like lose that ability to do that as a bonus action, like,
I'd still be able to use it. It would just, I would have to every turn be deciding, do I use the bonus action to strike with my axe, or do I use it to, so I'd be holding this axe, but maybe in just to up my armor class, but I wouldn't even necessarily be using it because I'd be using my bonus action so often for my Echo Knight.
Yeah.
Because either I can use it every turn to bring the Echo Knight back, or bring my Echo back, or I can use it, like you've seen me do a couple times, to switch us and teleport between, which is really cool. I love that. FF GoGo asks, doesn't dual wielder still require one weapon to be a light weapon? No, the feat surpasses that. There is a fighting style called 2 weapon style that says if you're that gives you bonuses to that doesn't. I think that's what you're thinking of. But the feat, you could use 2 battle axes, which is pretty awesome. So it is awesome, but I wonder if it'll hurt, like it'll force me to compromise in other ways, in ways that I don't maximize and help me as much as I want. I don't know.
I mean, I think so. I think you'll be too compromised, but that's just my.
No, I know it's a good point, and obvious, and I think you're dead on. I think as great as this hand axe is, I think the echo is going to be far more important to what we do in the coming.
Also, you can, like you said, you can use the hand axe whenever.
Correct.
You just can't also use your rapier at the same time. But like, you know,
right.
You also have like armor and stuff. So,
I do. So
you know, so somebody's like on the other side of you trying to pierce you or whatever, you know.
I'm trying to pierce you.
I'm piercing you.
All right. Well, okay. All right. I think we've actually talked me out of dual wielder. See, I did not know we were going to do that, folks. So this is happening live in real time. Here's another one I like. It's another feat I like called Mage Slayer. And we fought a lot of mages, a lot of evil spellcasters. Nagrok, Grimora, certainly Capre's casting spells on us. All the people we're fighting definitely are spellcasters. So Mage Slayer came to mind because it makes me basically a specialist in attacking spellcasters.
Will you scroll over to the right a little bit, because there's like half the screen?
Right. I need to reframe. Hang on, give me 1 second on that. Oh yeah, I'm cutting off a little bit. Un second. Where are you?
By the way, I did find the thing.
You found the thing? Okay, perfect. I'm glad. That's what's important, is you found the thing. 1 moment to reframe, friends. Oh, that's not what I'm doing. Okay. Perfect. Okay, so Mage Slayer. Yeah, Angel Devilson. If someone that I'm standing next to tries to cast a spell, that's awesome. When I damage a creature that is concentrating on a spell, that creature has disadvantage on the saving throw it makes to maintain its concentration. You don't have a lot of...
this is a pretty good one.
That's pretty good. And the other is that if I have advantage on saving throws against spells cast by creatures within 5 feet of me. Ooh, boy, that is really good, man. Mage Slayer is tight. Tight. And as I said, we've been fighting a lot of casters.
We have, but have we had many who have... Well, I guess so. I guess in the Labyrinth.
In the Labyrinth, I mean, yeah, Capre was casting spells, Grimora was casting spells, Nagrok was casting spells. You know, the wasps weren't, or some of the other things we were fighting weren't necessarily, but I feel like a lot of our biggest foes are all at least somewhat
They're getting
mages.
More wily.
Oh, someone says, oh, no. Someone says there's having slight freezing issues. I'm not seeing any.
You did for a second, but you're
weird.
Okay right now.
Okay, good. Huh. Wait, the stream ended. No. What? What happened? Well, that's weird. Is everybody there? Wait, why are you doing this to me? Why are you doing this to me?
Why?
Why are you being a jerk? Why are you being a jerk, Tech? Why is Tech always trying to... Okay, Angel Devilson says you're here. Thank you. Cardspeak is here. All right, now people see us. Okay, good. Don't know what that was. All right, hi, friends.
They couldn't? How long were we out for?
I think we were only out like a moment or two. So that's good.
Okay.
All right, never mind. All right, we back, baby. We back. All right. All right, darlings. Sorry about that. Twitch is being twitchy. Okay, I think it was Twitch. I don't think it was me, because I never saw no red lights on my side. So don't know what that was, friends. Sorry about that. Sorry for the interruption. Anyway. Okay, so anyway. Mage Slayer sounding really good. Mage Slayer sounding really good. The other one, the other top choice that... And because there's a bunch, obviously. Look at all these choices. There's a ridiculous number of them. Other one. And this, I don't want to give anything away, Kari, but this kind of ties to Val's secret room. So actually, I think I'm going to do this at some point. If it's not now, I might do it at level 8 when I get to use another feat. Dungeon speedrun. Do those big bads have to concentrate? I think sometimes. I mean, some of the most powerful spells are concentration spells. Maybe Grimora's like Charm of Cristobal or something like that was concentration. I don't know. It's a good question, but I'm not sure. And that's only like one of the perks. Okay. So Val's secret room may have had something to do with his ancestry. I'll just say that.
I mean, I figured because you pulled up Dragonhide, so
Yeah. So
okay.
there is this
so
feat.
what did these do?
This feat kind of is the character becomes a little more, Val would start to become a little more draconic in nature. You know, Val's a dragonborn now, but he's almost kind of looking good and dressing nicely and all this stuff. This would mean that I no longer have to wear armor, and with my dexterity, just my scales hardening, my armor class would actually be higher. They would go up 1 than I would by wearing my normal armor.
Okay.
Which is very cool. I would also get to bump up my constitution, my strength, or charisma by 1. I think I would actually bump up my constitution and get me more hit points, and it actually helps a lot of my other abilities. And the other one... Oh! I would grow retractable claws from my hands.
Yeah.
So that I could
like
do
Wolverine.
I could do slashing damage with my hands if I wanted to. That's pretty cool. And I like that for reasons. I like that for story reasons, but I could wait on that till level 8 as well.
I mean, this would be pretty cool.
I know.
I did like the mage one, but this is...
Yeah.
This looks like more fun.
It is fun. It is fun. And the other one that I like is Martial Adept, which would like require I would learn new ability, like new sword abilities that could help us in fights, but I would only get to do it once every short rest, and it doesn't do that much more extra damage for me. So Mage Slayer does a lot, and this does a lot. And I really like the story and character aspects of this one. It'd be a lot of fun to play. So yeah.
I think Dragonhide is the way to go, but that's just because it does sound like more fun to play than
Angel,
even the mage one.
let's do a poll. Honestly, let's do a poll. Kari's vote will count in the poll, because I could honestly go either way. Let's do a or B poll. Let's do Dragonhide or Mage Slayer. Is he ready for Dragonhide? Cartspeak, that's a very good question. Honestly, I think jumping to Dragonhide could be a little fast. I could take Mage Slayer now and Dragonhide at level 8, assuming I live that long.
But isn't that kind of interesting if a character isn't quite ready for what their abilities
100%.
are?
Yeah.
I mean, like, it's kind of interesting.
Yeah.
Like, because we're thrust onto this island together, and like we don't even know what we're capable of.
Yeah.
You know?
Right.
Yeah. It's kind of fun.
Ken Bonds asks Sentinel. I know. Just Sentinel. I don't know if Val's ready for Sentinel yet. Sentinel is an easy go-to, like great combat feat. Maybe KoKo can do. Maybe she couldn't take it until level 8 anyway. Sentinel is a feat that allows you to, with your opportunity attacks, every time a character tries to run away from you, if you hit with an attack while they're running away, they can't run away. Their speed is reduced to 0. It's incredibly frustrating for dungeon masters. Ron used it to drive Jeff crazy in campaign 1. There's other things it does too, but that's the main thing about Sentinel. Nope. You think you're getting away? Nope. It's a big nope. it's a big nope power. All right, the poll is up. I see Monica Arts is saying I'm in for Mage Slayer. Dragonhide is leading right now, but I don't see a lot of votes, so get in there, friends. Oh, Dragonhide's starting to gain. Oh, okay, this is close. I'm excited to leave this to you all because I like both, and full honesty, if Mage Slayer wins, I'm still probably taking Dragonhide at level 8.
Yeah. I thought you were gonna say I'm still gonna take Dragonhide.
Thank you so much for voting. I don't care. No, I'm kidding. No, I will obey the results of this poll. Let's do this.
Okay, cool. Well, that might take a minute.
I think yes, it's gonna take a second. Mage Slayer's jumped out in the lead. This is exciting. We have been fighting a lot of magic users. Card speak, you are 100% right.
That is true.
I will not veto. I will not veto. I have veto power, but I will not use it. Where's the write-in dungeon speed run? What's your write-in? Yeah. Okay, let's jump over to KoKo. Oh wait, the other thing I wanted to do. Well, we'll roll hit points last. We'll both roll hit points last. How about that?
Okay.
Okay, cool. So you figured out. We got you figured out on that end in terms of what level 6 for KoKo means. You found your manage character and levels button?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So when you move the thing down to, well, do you want to multi-class in something else, or are you still feeling KoKo sticks pretty strong with level 6 of Ranger?
I feel like I need to share my... Can I share my screen with you?
Yes. It's just gonna mean a moment or two of tech while I figure something out. But
sorry, I just feel like it's going to be easier.
Me actually. Yeah, give me. Yeah, let's. I'm gonna cut back to our 2-person chat for a second, friends, while I figure out how we want to do that. Made the timer too long. That's all right, Angel.
Okay.
Mage Slayer has won for a moment. It's honestly, it's gonna mean like 10 more minutes of talking while I figure that out, and I think we don't have enough time for it, unfortunately.
Yeah, no problem. Okay.
But so, you've never talked, as far as I know, about multi-classing at all. You seem pretty set on Ranger, yes, or how are you feeling? Like, do you want to go a level of Druid or a level of, you know?
I mean, it would be interesting, but I don't know. I mean, let me stick with Ranger.
Okay, got it.
I guess.
All right.
Kind of sounds boring, but
it's not. No. There's something absolutely because the longer you stick to classes, the more it starts to like the stronger your stuff gets. So level 6 of Ranger.
Okay.
You get to pick new natural explorer and favored enemy improvements. Okay, that's what I thought. So you are particularly familiar with one type of natural environment and are adept at traveling and surviving in such regions. So you chose one of these when KoKo started, which was, I believe, you chose forest. Yes,
I did. Yeah.
So now
we haven't had a lot of. Also, there's been a lot of tough times with the trees in the area.
It's very true. So... But so now you get to add another one. You get a new favored terrain. Favored enemy failtion, says Dungeon Speedrun. I think Mage Slayer's winning, folks. If you haven't voted yet, Mage Slayer is up by 1 vote. I'm not trying to put my hand on the scale. The timer is almost out. Oh, we have a tie. I swear if this ends in a tie. It is currently a tie. Somebody get in there and vote.
You know what? I think I'm going to change my vote to Mage Slayer.
Oh, really?
And it's because of
Can you change your vote?
Saint.
Okay. Oh yeah, KoKo.
Saint sort of like going off on their own thing a lot of like in that last labyrinth time. So I just sort of feel like we need somebody else who can do some of the things that she can do.
Okay.
You know.
Wow. Yep. Mage Slayer won. The poll is over. Mage Slayer has taken it. All right, We did it. I'm excited. I'll probably drive Ron and Jared crazy with it because there's definitely
that's fun. That's more fun than having dragon like claws and stuff. At least for now. I mean, you'll get that on the 8th level.
Awesome. So. That's exciting. I'm glad we did that all together, friends. That's fun. Okay, cool. So let's get back to KoKo. So you get to choose a new favored terrain. Besides, you're keeping forest, but you get to add another one.
Right.
So the natural one would seem to be Arctic, right? Because that's where we've been so much.
But I feel like we're going south, so it's going to be hotter.
South. I wonder technically if what we're in right now would be considered grasslands. They've described it as hills. We're in the hills. Or mountains. I mean, I think we're headed toward Atos Peak.
Yeah. Mountains. I mean, is that like, it's funny, I never would have thought that. I would have thought more like temperature kind of things, like like you said, Arctic or
I mean,
guess forest. That's a
mountain and
certain
Arctic
climate.
are
Then there's
similar. I mean, we definitely were.
but to me, mountain and forest are similar because
They
but
can
it's
be.
weird because I don't know why I'm assuming there are trees up there on those hills. But
There are until there aren't. I think until you get high
yeah.
enough, right? So and we
Yeah,
definitely
so is
haven't.
there like a scrambling kind of thing, like a rock
So this is what it
thing?
means when you get a new favorite terrain. Difficult terrain doesn't slow your group's travel. So if we're in a particularly rocky region, you can keep us moving just as fast, which is great.
Oh, that's fascinating.
Yep.
Okay.
Your group can't become lost by magical means, except by magical
Ooh.
means. Sorry. So
Oh, okay, okay.
so you are North Star. You know where you're going.
Okay.
Even when you are engaged in another activity, you remain alert to danger while you're in there. Okay, that's cool.
I mean, hello. Yeah.
If you are traveling alone, you can move stealthily at a normal pace. That's cool, because normally choosing to move stealthily means you move slower.
Oh, interesting.
So that's good. And you are pretty stealthy.
Yeah. When
You're
you forage, you find twice as much food as you normally would. Perfect. I love that.
And while tracking other creatures, you also learn their exact number, their size, and how long ago they passed through the area. I mean,
Amazing. I love it.
love it. So you think mountain?
Yeah.
I think that makes sense. Not only where we've been, but also where we're going. All right.
Yeah.
She is now a forest and mountain ranger. Were there mountains in the Feywild? I want to hear about Feywild mountains. Let's put a pin in that for later.
I mean, I have an idea, but I don't know.
Okay, cool. I love ideas. Yay. Okay, awesome.
Do I change that on here somewhere?
No, so you should go to when you go to your menu of level up. If you scroll all the way down, there should be like an exclamation point next to your favorite terrain or something where it'll give you the option to select a new one. We can do some of that after the fact, but I think let's
Okay,
get
great.
through the selections.
Okay, great.
The other thing you get to do at level 6 is your new favored enemy. So you get to choose a new type of favored enemy, basically, that you are particularly good at hunting and attacking and killing. So that's awesome. And so you have advantage on survival checks to track them, as well as intelligence checks to recall information about them. When you gain this feature, you also learn one language of your choice that is spoken by your favorite enemies, if they speak at all. So you're becoming a better hunter, basically.
This is tough because I feel like everywhere we go, we encounter some new.
I know.
It's really hard to tell.
What's her favorite enemy right now?
Favorite foe?
What
was it?
Did you pick beasts?
I think so, yeah.
I think Fae makes sense, right?
But don't I already have?
I mean, because of your Fae Wanderer stuff, but I don't know. But putting Fae in this would make a lot of sense. Also, potentially undead, because we did fight all those like zombies and stuff, and maybe there'll be more of that. What would make sense?
Oh, boy.
Good at tracking, like. So these are your options, because there's a lot of options. Aberrations, which we haven't really seen much of. Celestials, which could be like gods, and like the Kirin and the gosh, I'm blanking. The Honolo, the Hunrei and Honolo. Constructs, no. Dragons. I mean, I don't think you've seen much in the way of dragons.
Not yet.
Fiends, giants, monstrosities, oozes, plants, or undead. I mean, Fae, elementals, I could see too, and celestials maybe. If you don't have Fae picked already, since of all your ties to it, and since a lot of the stuff we're fighting, there is stuff that feels a little like there's something. Well, Grimoire is a giant. Actually, wait a minute. Grimoire is a giant. Tracking giants might be super important.
Yeah, because right now Grimoire is like able to disappear and things like that, right?
Yeah,
so
you are.
It's so interesting trying to figure out like how to track something that disappears and reappears somewhere else.
And you never know how you're going to use this stuff all the time, right? So
yeah. Okay, let's do that one.
That's a good question, Dungeon Speedrun, and maybe we'll check with Ron and Jared about that. Are there any world-specific choices? Could you become like, could you choose an animus as your favored? I don't think so. I think they sort of use that as, because you can pick humanoid and become good at that, which maybe we could do that, but giant makes a lot of sense. Not only because the frost giants that we encountered at the beginning, but because of Grimora, who's, our big bad at the moment. That would be really useful, I think.
Yeah, let's go with that one.
Okay, in which I think you get a language, picking the language of giant. So you get to, now you can speak a little conversational giant now, too.
Yeah, because Grimora is so conversational. Super into talking.
Super chatty. You don't get any new spells.
That's kind of a bummer, but that's okay.
That's okay. You'll get one. You'll get more. You'll get one next level. Though I can't
switch out anything. I think you can
swap. I think you can swap out. So what are her spells at the moment?
Absorb elements, cure wounds, and snaring strike. Summon beast. I liked the summon beast one. That was really
summon
fun.
Beast. You've used quite well, right?
Yeah. Ensnaring strike, I've only used a couple times, but I feel like that would come in handy.
I think
cure wounds, I've only had to do like once because
I think you got it.
Usually,
it's a break open in case of emergency, though.
Yeah, sure. Absorb elements I haven't used. I keep trying to use it, and I'm I'm not sure.
It's very specific, right?
Yeah, it's so specific, and I'm not. When I think I can use it, I actually can't.
Right. Sometimes I use it, then it's like, nah, it's not quite the right thing because you have
I'm always pointing to it
She's
on my phone to Morgan. I'm like, now?
No, you need to get hit with fire damage first, basically, is what has to happen. Yeah.
Oh, God.
Or acid damage or something damage. Yeah.
Well, to tell you the truth, as a new player, that's something that I haven't really quite figured out. I'm like, when do I say this? Because
it's reactions are tough like that because it can happen whenever you're in combat, but
I just never know, if it's not my turn,
right,
or something like that, then I'm like, when do I say this?
I mean, reactions don't need to be your turn. They can happen whenever, and that's one of the things like counterspell, which is really really exciting, but a really great
what could I do instead of absorb elements, because right now it's not really.
I hear that. What are your other options besides absorb elements? When you go let me pull up some ranger spells.
Add spells. Alarm, animal friendship, beast bond, detect magic, detect poison and disease, entangle, fog cloud, goodberry, hail of thorns, hunter's mark, jump, longstrider, searing smite. Oh, we talked about searing smite last time, I think.
Yeah.
Zephyr strike we also talked about last time.
Zephyr strike is kind of, and I mean, hunter's mark is pretty good. Hunter's mark is a lot of rangers have hunter's mark. It's sort of a natural ranger spell. Basically, you
choose a creature you can see within range and mystically mark it as your quarry.
And you use it as your bonus action, which is nice. So you use your bonus action to go, that guy, you are hunter's marked. And now whenever I hit you, my attacks do more damage, and I'm better at tracking you. You have advantage on any wisdom, on any perception or survival check you make to find it. And then, if it dies, you can use your next bonus action to transfer your mark to another enemy.
Oh, interesting.
It's a good one.
That could be good.
You're already pretty fast, so Longstrider, I don't know that you need.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be kind of cool to do, gust of wind or something. I don't know. I sometimes, envy, what Adam can do with some of his,
Sure.
That's kind of fun.
I will put in a strong vote for Pass Without Trace.
Oh, okay.
Which is...
A veil of shadows and silence radiates from you, masking you and your companions from detection. For the duration, each creature you choose within 30 feet of you, including you, has a +10
on
dex.
Stealth checks.
Okay.
So basically, if the party needs to sneak somewhere, you cast Pass Without a Trace, and everybody gets a +10 to their stealth roll.
But then it also says, and can't be tracked except by magical means. I feel like we have been encountering so many magical creatures.
We have.
But I'm like...
We have, but this rules out, like, guards. You know, this rules out, like we'll be able to sneak in and out of places a lot easier. It's super useful.
Can you guys hear my cat snoring?
No. Oh,
okay,
cute.
Good. Kind of.
Yeah, 20 Sides Jess says that's a good question, Kari, about reactions to. As a beginner, there's something we might talk about on our Insta.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, Pass Without a Trace is it not only works well for you, but the fact that you can give it to the entire party, and so that can turn your, oh no, I rolled 5 on a stealth check. Oh, never mind, it's 15.
Okay, I see.
It's a really good one. So I'll put in a vote for that. It is a second level, and you have second level slots, so yeah, but
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one or Hunter's Mark was the other one you're voting for?
Those are probably the two strongest.
Does
we're running.
Anybody else?
I was to say.
Yeah. If anybody wants to vote really quickly.
All right, let's do a quicker poll, Angel. Locate Object is also a really good spell, but actually, I think Saint has that one. As a cleric, she can have access to that. So that you don't need to use those. That's it. Pass Without a Trace. It lasts for an hour too. It's really good. Bark Skin. Until the spell ends, the target's skin has a rough bark-like appearance, and the target's armor class can't be less than 16. That's pretty good. But, yeah. I think I would vote, personally, on this one. I would vote for Pass Without a Trace. Because you've got Ensnaring Strike. You have a bunch of little attack bonuses already.
Yeah, that's true.
Pass Without a Trace is one of those that immediately feels useful.
Yeah, let's do it. Unless people are voting for Hunter's Mark instead.
I'm seeing 5. It's 100% Hunter's Mark just now. I'm gonna vote for Hunter's Mark. There, I cast my vote. Oh, we got 1 vote for Hunter's Mark. But no, it's a runaway so far.
Oh, for Pass Without a Trace.
Yes. Yeah. I'm sorry. Yeah,
okay.
It's a runaway for Pass Without a Trace so far.
Okay, let's do it.
Yes. Okay, that's looking good.
Okay.
All right, I think that's everything that KoKo needs to do for her level up, except maybe the most important thing we both have to do, which is roll our new hit points. Now, I wanted to share something with you all that I will be rolling my hit points. Oh, I'm going to go back to our lovely 2-person chat, to our different screen. Okay. I have the Roll in the Box dice box from our original caffeine table, everybody. Look at this.
Wow.
Yeah, this was our little we had a camera mounted here in the top. So I will be rolling my the table is no more. The table was built custom and it was impossible to move anywhere. We tried. But we were able to take pieces of it. You will see chain on the chain from the table on our set. You'll see other pieces of it that we were able to save and use other places, including this. I have the dice box. I have the Roll in the Box dice box, which is amazing. So I'm going to roll my hit points in the Roll in the Box dice box. We should bring back Roll in the Box. Angel Devilson, I agree. We're hopefully it requires its own camera, which has been the tough part about it. So we have some ideas. That's all I'll say about that. Okay. All right, Kari.
Okay.
So both as a ranger and a fighter, Pass Without a Trace won 11-2. Ran away
I love it.
85% of the vote.
Thank you so much for voting, you guys.
Sweet. All right, so both rangers and fighters roll a d10.
Okay.
I get a +3 to my roll, and you get a +2 to your roll, I believe. And if we we re-roll ones. So if you roll a 1, we get to re-roll it.
Okay.
I currently have 54 hit points, so come on.
And I'm at 52.
Come on.
Okay.
I got a 3.
4.
Okay, so we both got 6. We both got 6 new hit points. Okay, it's pretty good. Val is now sitting pretty at 60 hit points. Level 6, I got 60 hit points.
All right, and I have 58. Because when you leveled up to 6, it gave you hit points, right?
Yes, yeah.
Okay, I
D&D
was like,
Beyond
it
automatically
already went up.
correct.
Okay,
D&D Beyond automatically gives you your con bonus when you level up. So you just need to add in what you rolled.
Okay.
This is exciting, friends.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my gosh.
Oh man, now I wish I would have gone. Wish I could have rolled second because I rolled a 9.
Ugh. No one was watching, right? No one was watching that. She got a 9, right? I mean, yeah, I know. That first roll didn't count.
I rolled a 9. I rolled a 9.
Honor system.
Okay.
This was fun. And hey, I thank you to the community for helping us make those decisions. Val's gone Mage Slayer now. I like it. I think it's going to be super useful for us. And I'm looking forward to having advantage on saving throws against spells cast right, and also stopping those mages from casting them spells. I love it. Sick. Okay, well, we're back tomorrow night, everybody, with episode 19. Yes, and Serena posted this on the Discord. She'll be traveling for the rest of the month, so Little Otto went into the Wooden Idol, so it will be the 4 players, but we got lots, and we're getting into the Hanging Gardens. We got a lot to do, lot to talk about still, and lot to figure out while we arrive at the Hanging Gardens. Kari, anything else? How you feeling? Yeah.
Nope, that's it.
All right.
See you guys tomorrow night.
I know, we'll see you tomorrow night. There's exciting stuff coming, friends. You can still throw Otto at people, says Kool-Aid. Good point. Yes, I use my action to throw the Otto Wooden Idol at someone.
And then I'll have Slushy go retrieve.
Perfect. There's no way that could go wrong.
It's gonna be fine.
It's gonna be fine. I don't know why you would even say that it wouldn't be fine. All right, everybody. Thank you so much. Stick around. We'll raid somebody. But we'll see you all tomorrow night. Thank you, Angel, for your wonderful modding purposes. If you're still at the beach.
Thank you, Angel Delson.
Humankind, friends. Be both.
Be both.
Bye.
Bye.